with my Charlie, who is snoozing right next to me, and also baby Lulu, and we would like to welcome you to our little Tuesday video. I know we have been a little bit missing in action in the past few weeks. It's just been really busy here, and also I have not been feeling exactly the best, so I didn't feel like making a video. I didn't want to stress, or I didn't want my stress and my depression to creep into my videos. But anyways, I took a day off today because we had to go to see our veterinarian, our vet, with Charlie. He had his annual kidney exam and his liver also, and his thyroid test done. I'm very happy to report back that his kidneys are functioning perfectly. My doctor said he couldn't believe actually that we reached all these positive results without one medication. And for all of you who are new to my channel, Charlie has been on the verge of starting kidney disease a few years ago. I changed completely the lifestyle. I was never for over-medicating the pets and everything, but I started cooking, I started monitoring what he's eating, what vaccinations he's getting. I try to avoid chemicals whatsoever. I use a lot of vitamins and supplements for kidney function, for support of glands, organs, all that stuff that we use for us. I use it for him as well as heavy detoxes for heavy metals and all that stuff. So anyways, his kidneys are functioning perfectly, guys. The doctor said they're functioning like he was a puppy, and he's going to be 9 in a few weeks. So I'm very, very happy. The reason why I went to see my veterinarian was because he started losing a little bit of hair on his back. So we are waiting for thyroid results, so I'll keep you updated. But anyways, there is something that I wanted to talk to you about, guys, and there is let me go back to the beginning of the story. My very first outing that happened last year. I have been really preparing for that outing for a very long time. I was really stressed out to take my doll out. I planned it, I waited till the dusk, and you know what happened. I'm going to link that video down in my description. It was a disaster. 5 minutes after I left my house with my doll, filming, pushing that stroller, I was caught by a neighbor. And the reaction wasn't exactly the positive. I thought I would be scarred for life. I would never probably take my doll out again, which I did after some time. But anyways, it's a funny video, funny story. But this neighbor, I'm going to talk about social media now. I don't advertise my dolls on social media. I don't have a separate Facebook account. I have only my doll Instagram, and then I have my selling account. I don't have a personal account. So I made sure that I would put my Instagram on private setting, just because I don't want my friends from Facebook to see my dolls. It's not that I am embarrassed for this hobby, and a lot of people they kind of ask, when people say, okay, I don't advertise my dolls, the other members who are not all that skittish, I was asked that question a few times actually, if I'm embarrassed to be collecting dolls. And no, I'm not embarrassed. I don't think that this hobby is weird or that we're doing anything wrong. But on the other hand, it's my hobby. It's something that I do in private. I don't feel like explaining to all this to all 500 people who are following me on Facebook. So I don't know how that happened, but my neighbor, I met her, well, I meet her almost every evening when I walk Charlie. But just 2 weeks ago, not 2 weeks ago, what am I saying? About 2 months ago, she asked me if she could follow my Instagram, if I'm posting my dolls there, because out of nowhere, she drops this surprise. She says, well, I'm I'm collecting dolls myself. I'm collecting Madame Alexander and some other vintage kind of a doll, a type of a doll. I can't remember exactly. I was shocked because her reaction to Ella was not really positive. So then I thought, okay, I'm going to let her. Just whatever. So I let her on my Instagram. Everything was fine. She liked my pictures. A few times we met and she said, oh, I really enjoy seeing your pictures. Your dolls are beautiful and I love seeing Charlie as well. So anyways, last week I'm walking Charlie and my other neighbor, completely different person. She stops me and she says, oh, and by the way, your dolls are adorable. They are beautiful. And I'm standing there. I didn't even know what to say. I said, well, I didn't want to ask which dolls she meant, because obviously she meant my reborns. She's not on my Instagram, so people are talking on my street, so I'm out of closet. At first, I didn't know how to feel about it, guys. But on the other hand, you know what? It's not that I don't completely care. I don't care. Yeah, I probably don't care. But the thing is, today we are leaving for a vet and she rushes over. She was getting her groceries out of her car and she rushes over to my car. And we're chatting and I'm like, I'm leaving for, we have a vet appointment with our vet. And she goes, I just wanted to tell you, if you ever need to talk, I'm here for you. So I'm standing there and I didn't know, so I said, I'm sorry, I don't think I'm following. So there she says, I was so interested in those reborns of yours that I went online and I googled them up and I came across all these documentaries. Obviously she's talking about My Fake Baby and those two additional ones that are out there. And I realized that you don't have children, so if you ever want to talk about fertility issues or not having kids, I'm here for you. Now, she's a very sweet lady, don't get me wrong, but I was shocked. And it got me thinking once again, and now I'm going to just make clear, this video is not about any channel in particular or anyone. This is completely just one of the points of view that I have been thinking about forever in this hobby. And it's been talked about. A few of the ladies out there made this video about why are we collecting these dolls when it comes to collecting aspect, therapy aspect, fertility issues. And I would really like to point to whomever comes across this channel and they're not doll collectors. The doll collecting is not strictly only for people who don't have children. Now, I do not have children, human kids. I have my first son, Charlie. He is a child to me, but I don't have biological children and I don't have adoptive children. But most of the reborn community, most of the channels, the ladies who are channel creators here on Facebook, here on YouTube, and also private collectors, this hobby, I don't want to say it has nothing to do, because there is a part of ladies who are using these dolls as a help for their anxiety and depression, a lot of time caused by fertility issues. And there is nothing wrong with that. But then there's another part who are strictly collecting because they love dolls and they love the art, they love this medium. And it has nothing to do with their fertility. They have multiple children out there, and I would really like society to stop constantly generalize everything that people like us, especially women, do, because I don't see when you see guys collecting stuff, or guys are collecting the cars or their trains or their airplane models or antique cars, or they have garages where they put these cars together, you don't see anyone going around saying, well, what is he dealing with? Maybe he has marital problems, or he's losing his mind, or he has some anxiety problems. No, nobody questions why other hobbies are done, and I do understand that it may look funny or strange to some people when adults are playing or holding their dolls, but on the other hand, I just want to make clear that a lot of us are collecting the dolls because we love the dolls. I always loved the dolls. I have extensive collection of Barbies, which are now vintage. Back in Europe, my mom still has them for me. I told her not to touch them because I'll take them on my next trip there. I have baby dolls, quite few of them still. I was always into dolls. I'm a girly girl. I always loved my dolls. I always loved to play with them, to change them. And now when I'm 40 years old, and yeah, I play with my doll, but it's not because I'm losing my mind. It's my hobby. It's something that I do in my free time. I wouldn't necessarily say that I use collecting as a therapy. Because when, yes, I do have depression, but my dolls have nothing to do with my depression. When I need to calm down, or when I'm not feeling well mentally or sad, I use Charlie. I have Charlie to cuddle. I'm just going to be completely honest. I go for him. I hold him, I walk him, I cuddle with him. He's my living, breathing baby. These dolls, it's fun. It has nothing to do with my fertility issues, with me not having children. And yes, I did have miscarriage years ago, but that's not the primary reason why I am in this hobby, why I am on YouTube. So I just wanted to tell this all to this lady. And also there was another incident. I have only one YouTube, guys, which is my doll channel, but I watch other YouTube channels, and not all of them are Reborn channels. Most of the channels that I follow are animal rescue channels, because I'm really into animal rescue. Excuse me, ladies, I'll have a sip of my water. But anyways, so I'm following them, and I rarely comment just because I don't want to drag any attention to my doll videos. I don't want outsiders maybe to watch them and to post some funny comments. Even though I have to tell you, in 2.5 years that I've been on YouTube, I've never had any obnoxious, rude, disgusting comment from an outsider. Ever. I had few comments, but they were more like, I am wondering what's going on filled, but not really. I didn't have any feeling like poster attacked me in any way. They were just surprised, maybe they just quite didn't get it, but they were polite. So I'm watching this one video about this pit bull who is being surrounded by a family. They brought basically this family, they didn't want the dog anymore, so they took him to a local shelter, elderly pit bull. He was about like 10 years old. And that enraged me, because they didn't have any valid reason why to take their elderly, loving dog who had no behavioral issues. They were just moving, and they didn't want to take the dog. It wasn't that the dogs weren't allowed in their new place or anything like that. I'm going to fast forward. So anyways, I'm watching this saga going on, and I couldn't help myself, and I posted a comment there how sad this is and how heartbreaking. This doggy was sitting there, and he was basically crying. You could see, I don't know if there were tears or if dogs can cry. I'm pretty sure they can. He was just sitting there shaking because his family just left him there in this shelter. So I was enraged, guys. So I posted a comment. It was a polite comment. I'm not going to lie, it took me about 30 minutes to edit that thing because at first I was really livid. I'm like, oh heck no. But then I composed myself, of course, and I said, oh well, this is very heartbreaking. I don't understand how people can just leave their member of the family, because Charlie is a member of our family, how they can leave this dog there. And I really do hope that he's going to find a nice, loving family. But we all know how it's hard to adopt breeds like pit bulls and all these. There is a lot of myths going about bigger breeds, which let's be honest, a lot of families, they prefer smaller dogs, or they do not want pit bulls if they have kids or anything, because you don't know the dog, you don't know the dog's history. So I don't want to rant here about that. But anyways, I posted that comment there, and I get notification that somebody replied to my comment, and it was a very, very rude comment. The guy basically said, oh my gosh, you snowflake syndrome woman, go back to your dolls, you sicko, and nobody cares about your opinion or something like that. So obviously this guy went to browse my videos, he went to see my channel, he saw my dolls, and he was really vocal about it in his reply under his dog channel. And he said, why don't you adopt yourself a dog or a living creature, or why don't you just get a kid? Just get some guy to get you pregnant, or adopt a kid. Like, it was so easy to, for some people to get pregnant or to adopt. So I was really shocked. Once again, society immediately thinks that, okay, she's playing with the dolls because she's losing her marbles because she doesn't have children. I replied politely to this guy, and I said, I do not appreciate your tone. My dolls are none of your business. I don't comment on your content. I'm a collector, and it has nothing to do with my my dolls. It has nothing to do with comment that I posted here under this video, and I would appreciate if you would keep it polite. Now, the biggest shock of all is that this whole thing suddenly exploded, and I started receiving notifications of people actually defending me. And these were not comments from a Reborn community whatsoever. These were not doll commenters. They were channels. Most of them were actually guys. And they basically told the guy off. They said, why are you going over and why are you judging her channel? Or she didn't say anything rude, she didn't say anything obnoxious, she was not judgmental in her comment. Why would you attack somebody because of their hobby? And I felt really good. It felt really good, guys, to see that not the whole society judges this hobby. And yes, maybe they perceived this hobby as strange because it's still, I would say, not taboo, but not really mainstream hobby. But it felt refreshing, and this got me thinking that I would really like outside society to know that not all of us have these dolls as some kind of therapy. Some of us just collect the dolls because we love dolls. Not all of us are dealing with some issues. Well, I am, but most of you guys that I follow, you have children of your own, or you have adoptive children, or you have both your and adopted children. So it has nothing to do with just women just, oh my gosh, I think I need a baby, and I'm going to treat it like this is a real baby. 99.9% of collectors are not treating their dolls like the ladies in those documentaries. We're not feeding the dolls. We don't have the schedule that we wake up and we go tend to our dolls. There are sometimes days that I go without touching my dolls. So I would really appreciate if society stopped generalizing and if they would start seeing this hobby as more complex, not only like therapy, but also as a fun. Because women can have fun, guys. It doesn't matter that that we are adults or grown up. We can have fun only until we're like 12, and then we just have to start being responsible and we have to stop playing, all the while our partners or our husbands are still having fun. Nobody questions men's collecting. My husband collects a lot of things. He collects bikes and stamps and coins, and nobody ever connected his collecting to some mental issue or dealing with something. They automatically think that it's for fun. I don't know why dolls are so different from coins or cars. It's just, yeah, sometimes it's disheartening, but I think that more we talk about it and more we try to present this as a hobby, that it's for a wide range of collectors. A lot of people are dealing with issues. A lot of people are using the babies as a therapy, as a calming factor, but then there is the whole other part of the community who are collecting just because it's fun. We can socialize, we love the dolls as a medium. Of course, we're women, so most of us, obviously we all love babies, but it doesn't mean that all of us need human babies to survive. I don't have children and I'm quite fine, guys. I have my Charlie, and yes, there was time when I was really suffering. I was really depressed because everything that happened, you know, with my issues, but that's not the reason why I'm into this hobby. I could easily be collecting something else. I just love my dolls. I love meeting people, shopping for them, just having fun, communicating with my viewers. There is the whole other ball field to every hobby, and I really wish that society saw it with collecting as well. So yeah, guys, I have been rambling for 22 minutes. It's time for me to get myself coffee and finish my Instagram orders, because I shipped most of the items today, but there are still some that I need to pack. So I will say my goodbyes. I really hope that all of you are doing well. I have some great topics coming. I have a scammers topic coming tomorrow, so please stick around. I want to wish you a wonderful rest of your Tuesday, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye!